Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, you see the setup. You see where we at. We in New York City, baby, and I'm super excited about it. First of all, welcome everybody to the channel. Make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. As I told you guys, we're going to be away for this week somewhere else, so we're going to be using a different setup. Obviously, things are going to get better throughout the week, but hey, that shouldn't stop us from continuing to create the content that a lot of you guys love to tune into. So today's not going to be any different. So what happened? Right before I traveled, I came across a video from a creator. I can't remember his name right now. If I watch another one of his videos, I'll probably mention his name, but I forgot his name. It was a dude in a car, black guy in a car. And he was essentially talking about the people like Wright and Shannon Sharpe that essentially have sold their souls to Klutch Sports and all of these guys for a bag to just sit up there and go out there and try to tarnish the legacy of people like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And as he was talking, he was referring to some concrete evidence exposing these guys for just basically going up there and twerking it up all day long and lying, changing their position for a bag or for expediency in the media space. Hey, let's hate on Jordan, let's hate on Kobe. That's a fast way to get some fans. And he exposed them. And as I was reading through the tweets from these guys, in this case we're talking about Shannon Sharpe and Wright, I'm like, this just exposes the game these guys have been trying to play. And they've been able to pull the wool over so many NBA fans to the point where people think these guys are actually serious, when in reality, they're not. So these are the tweets that I want to highlight today. And I want to talk about a tweet that Wright put out there, that Shannon Sharpe put out there about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and how it all of a sudden changed to them becoming pro LeBron James. Before we even get into those tweets, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I am super excited about this Game 2 matchup between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for upfront. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's refer to the first tweet here. Let's put it up. Okay, this tweet, I believe, came out in 2011. Let's put it up from Shannon Sharpe. It says, greatest basketball players of all time, God, Air Jordan, and Kobe in that order. That was from 2011. Let's look at another tweet. This is from Wright from 2012. And it says, sports media LMM. Okay, best I've ever watched. He's answering the question. This is Wright. He says, 1 MJ, 2 Kobe, 3 Duncan, 4 Hakeem, 5 Shaq, 6 LBJ, 7 KG, 8 AI, 10 Pippen or Stockton, whatever. I don't know how he did it. 1 is Jordan, 2 is Kobe, and then 3 is Duncan. And there, I believe he has Shaq or LeBron listed at number 7. This is in 2012. Now, the point that the gentleman brought up is a point that I brought up a long time ago when I initially reacted to these tweets, which was this. If you had Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant ranked as 1 and 2 in 2011, okay, What happened between 2011, 2012 to make Michael Jordan, whose career had already been finished, him all of a sudden fall to number 2, or in the case of Nick Wright, number 3. And in the case of Shannon Sharpe, Kobe Bryant went from number 2 in 2011. And then by the time we got to 2016, 17, he went to like number 9. Now, the problem is a lot of the people that moved on these guys' lists had already retired. So how are they moving up and down the list? How did at one point Kareem jump Michael Jordan when Kareem and Jordan had been retired by the time Nick Wright put up that post in 2012? Kareem and Jordan had been retired. So how is it possible that let me see, was Kareem even in his top 10? No, he had Akeem. So how did Kareem jump Michael Jordan when he had already been retired? What new information did you see? What new statistics came out since that period? Folks, what this list is essentially exposing is that these guys changed their opinion for money. We later on found out that Nick Wright was being represented by Klutch Sports. That's a fact. Okay? And a lot of people in media are. That's a fact. In the case of Shannon, he had been accused of being paid under the table by Klutch Sport to give the views that he gives, that his opinions can be swayed for money. Who said this? Joy Taylor and Steven Jackson on a segment on FS1, where they said, we heard a rumor that Shannon Sharpe's opinions can be bought. That if you pay him money, he will go up there and twerk it up for you. That's what they said. That's not what I said. That's what his co-workers said. And Steven Jackson said, I heard the same thing too. So let me tell y'all what's happening. Okay. Let me tell you guys what's happening in the sports media space. A lot of guys have figured out there are a few ways to gain attraction in sports media, in this case of basketball. Number one, give outlandish takes. Like Michael Jordan isn't great. His era isn't great. That's a good way to get some of these younger fans who don't know anything to buy into their BS. So that's one thing. Another thing is to say LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, or LeBron is better than Kobe Bryant. You're going to get a lot of fans that do that, right? And that's how these guys have figured out a way to gain traction. Put out ridiculous takes, and then all of a sudden you get an audience because your takes are what we would call rage bait. And once people buy into your nonsense and endure your BS, then all of a sudden you have a following of a bunch of mindless tweets and twats running all over the place. Twits and twats running all over the place, hollering, screaming the nonsense that comes out of your mouth. And essentially that's what it's become. And this guy is saying these guys moving their list around to their top 10s. Not like the only player that's benefited from their top 10s is LeBron James. That's it. The only player that has benefited from their top 10 is LeBron James. How Kobe goes from being right next to God and Michael Jordan in 2011, and then by 2012, which is 4 years later after he retires, he's now 9. How did that happen, Shannon Sharpe? What happened? Oh, we all know what happened. The honey brigade came through, and you essentially said, I'm ready to twerk if y'all ready to work. And that's exactly what the hell happened. Twerkation started. And these guys started bending themselves like pretzels. And all of a sudden you start hearing these ridiculous takes. But nobody takes these guys seriously. At least I don't. You wouldn't believe the amount of guys that are represented by Klutch or affiliated with. You won't even believe the volume of these guys. And they all have one thing in common. They're up there to kiss LeBron's butt and take shots at Michael Jordan in one way or the other. This is the common thread between these bozos. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. If you feel a type of way, don't move the way you move, and you won't feel a type of way about it. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.